This is Mekus with the Continence Club. I am back with another video. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. In today's presentation, I am going to be discussing conviction and what it's all about and how you need conviction to be in alignment with who it is that you want to be so that you can attract your desired situation and shift your identity. With that being said, it's time to demonstrate. Conviction is very powerful when it comes to you bridging the gap from your current situation over to your desired situation. You need to put your conviction into the right place because chances are your conviction is in the wrong place, right? Right now you have conviction that you have little hope, that you're a victim, that you're a terrible spouse, etc. Whatever this may be. This is what's keeping you stuck in your current situation. You need to shift your perspective because I talk about perception so much on this channel, so much in my videos that, energy grows where your attention goes. And you need to keep that in mind because it applies to conviction. So let me ask you, have you looked around and noticed successful people that seem lucky or arrogant in your eyes? Honestly, truth be told, these people that you feel like are lucky or arrogant, they simply have conviction that you don't, whether they realize it or not. Like, really think about this. Take a second and think about this. They know it, whether it's conscious or unconsciously, that they are so strongly convict. They have so much conviction in what it is that they're doing that they just seem to be lucky, and then they seem to be arrogant in your eyes, when in reality, they just believe in themselves. They believe in what they have going on. They believe in who they are. And that's the reason why they seem to get everything and more. And then you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're not getting anything. And truth be told is because you don't have the conviction behind what you're doing. So while those people channel their conviction or unwavering belief into their craft and self-improvement, you channel your conviction into discouraging yourself. So let's talk about that. We really have to address this because once you understand this fundamental concept when it comes to conviction, everything is going to change. That's when the shift is going to happen. So the more you continue to convince yourself that you're not lovable, that you're not capable, that you're not motivated enough, etc., whatever that may be, the more you're going to hold yourself back from shifting your identity because that's just what you want to do. You want to become a new person, especially going into 2026. You want to be the best version of yourself. You want to do the things that you know you're supposed to do so that you can unlock that new version of yourself. And this is what it takes, conviction, that knowing that you are going to make that happen. So as you shift your identity, realize that this conviction that you want so bad comes from you knowing, right? It's important to believe, but understand knowing is the default mental attitude. You want to go through 2026 and beyond knowing that you have full conviction in who it is that you want to become, and you know that you're that person right now. So let's talk about it and dive a little deeper. You know your full government name. You know when you click the power button, the TV turns on. So what's the difference between that and knowing that you are the person that shifted your identity? There's no difference. Although it might be in different situations, but the fact is you just know. So just like you turn on the TV and you know the power is going to turn on, and just like how you go get some mail from your mailbox because you know mail is in there, the same thing applies to shifting your identity. Know that you have shifted your identity and achieved your desired situation. Live from the end. Live from that calm conviction, that calm, quiet confidence. Like nothing beats that, walking into a room and everyone seems to have their eyes on you because of the aura that you're exuding. You walk in, you got so much aura, right? Because you know who you are. You're confident in who you are. And this is the person that you can become once you have full conviction in yourself and you're doing things that you know you're supposed to be doing. So conviction is the best technique. We know that techniques help amplify your knowing, right? Different techniques, self-improvement techniques help amplify your knowing. So it's projected from your frequency, which materializes. Remember that? Remember that your reality is just materialized frequency. And that all these self-improvement techniques, all they do is amplify your conviction, because whenever you stay true to your word, that is what is going to build your conviction, and you stay true to your word, especially through the things you say you're going to do, the good habits. So Your conviction is your knowing, so you really just need to be fully convinced of the life that you want to live, the person you seek to become. That's it. That's all you have to do. You just need to be 100% confident in what you have going on and what you have going for yourself. So the more conviction, the more likely what you seek will manifest, because you've given the reason to the universe, you've given God the reason to give you what you want, is because you're confident in yourself. It all starts with how you feel about yourself, and it ends with how you feel about yourself. It's all about you from the jump. You came here and it's all about you. So remember, you always use conviction. This isn't anything new. All right. Remember those times you knew you were going to win, or that you weren't going to get that job or get that ex back? It's the same thing fundamentally. So the biggest takeaways here is that self-trust is mandatory to shifting your identity. This is because self-trust builds conviction you have over time. This is why it's important to control your mind and do what you know you're supposed to do. Only you know this as it pertains to your situation, especially your current situation. You know what you have to do to get out of there, right? For the most part. And the question is, why haven't you? It's because you don't have full conviction that you can. And you need that conviction so you can make that jump and bridge the gap, right? And you can build it through self-trust by becoming more disciplined and becoming more aligned to the person that you want to be. And it's only a matter of time, especially for someone who has that desire deep in your heart, such as yourself, especially watching, this far into the video. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. Nothing goes unnoticed. So you don't want to eat that piece of cake, but you go and eat that piece of cake anyways because no one's watching. Well, your inner self is watching. God is watching, right? And so that's not building self-trust when you know you're not supposed to eat that cake, but you eat that cake, right? So self-trust isn't about self-improvement tactics or checklists, quite frankly, but it's as simple as fixing your bed every day, saying no, like in this case, to that piece of cake, right? Or, going on the walk. All of these things is just about that you need to do or not, and staying true to that. And the more you follow through on your word, the more trust you have, which means you will have more conviction. I really have to emphasize this. And the more you can command and direct yourself as you shift your identity, the more likely your desired situation will happen because you know who you are, right? Because you have a calm knowing of yourself. And once you know yourself, you essentially know the world. And when you know the world, you have the world. So what are those things that you need or want to get done? And what are those things that you need or want to stop doing? These are some critical questions you need to ask yourself, especially in this new year, so that you can build that self-trust and build that conviction. So do not expect to shift your identity if you cannot discipline yourself. Your discipline and conviction are like muscles that need exercising. You just need to find those little moments, those little breakthroughs. The small things matter and the small things count, of whenever you have discipline and conviction, whenever you say no to going out because you know you have to work, or saying no again to that piece of cake, or going to the gym when you say that when you feel like you aren't. All of these things build your discipline and conviction, and when you keep doing that, it builds, and then next thing you know, it's second nature, and you make great decisions that are in alignment with who you are, and then next thing you know, you bridge the gap to your desired situation. So know that you have shifted your identity instead of waiting for that feeling, right, to randomly come. And once that happens, it's game over. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the other side. And until next time, keep going.